Okay, so I wanted to address real quick the issue of Romans 5:20, because Romans 5:20 says, where sin increased, God's grace increased even more. And this would bring up the question, well, can we just sin? Can we just continue to live in sin because grace is continuing to increase? And Paul says in Romans 6:1, shall we live in sin that grace may abound? See, Paul is clearly rejecting in this chapter like the license to continue in sin. Why should we continue to live in sin when we've been buried and raised with Christ spiritually? 2 Corinthians 5:17 through 18 says, no, we are a new creation in Christ. So we should not continue to live in sin. Just Romans 6:14 just tells us to not let sin take over you, for we are not under the law, but under grace. And so Romans 5 is telling us that death came through one man, and the resurrection of the dead came also through one man, now is Jesus Christ. But no, by no means we should not continue to live in sin. Because we have been buried and raised with Christ. Our old body ruled by sin has been buried, has been crucified. So rest in Christ's victory. Know that his sacrifice is the only reason you can go to heaven. And you will eventually start to avoid sin and hate sin. His grace is not a license to sin. Have a great day.